Oh yes, shall we settle? Please, people. Good, good. All seated in, ready to learn, are we? Excellent. Oh, I see we have a few rambunctious types in the back who want to continue while Miss Peters is trying to run her class. Well, stop it, she said, time to park your keister and zip your flapping gums before I come over there and do it for yous. That was also a taste of my Brooklyn accent. Very useful for when you want to cut straight to the point. We'll work on that one a little later. Now, let's start at the beginning, as starting at the end would mean I would have to talk backwards. This is Accents Incorporated, and today I'll be giving you a varied overview of how to speak a few different accents. I promise you, you won't forget my methodology. First off, is there anyone who's in the wrong room? If you want in the class acts, scent, or making your hatchet smell minty, you're in the wrong room. So get out of here, vamoose! Now, I'm sure we have all had that moment where we really wish we could speak in that all too cool accent, or one that sounds just like Nicki Minaj or Sofia Vergara. For me, I learned to love accents at a young age, when my sister would talk in a Bulgarian accent and would cast fake spells on me until she got called to the principal's office for witchcraft. Wait, that didn't happen to you guys? Oh. Well, in Accents Incorporated, we are thrown into a world filled with glorious accents. I mean, quite truly, there are accents for everybody. There are accents for you, and maybe not for you. But for the rest of us, there's at least one accent you are simply going to fall in love with. Accents Incorporated by John C. Havens. Excellent. Well, I'm guessing many of you are aspiring actors, hoping to be familiar with the accent because a loved one speaks in an accent and you have no idea what they are saying. Muy bien. Now, that was Spanish, actual Spanish. And I'm afraid I will not be teaching you a whole new language today because, well, let's face it, that would take at least 2 sessions. Now, first we're going to start off with the British dialect, like the one I'm faking. I mean speaking. Now, do this motion with me, and don't be shy. In other words, when I say jump, you say no problem. Excellent. Now, do this motion with me. You'll see we are sipping our tea. You notice my pinky is highly extended in the air whilst I drink. Why do we do this, you may ask? It's because the handle is too small for our fingers? Not at all. It's because the British are snotty. Say that with me in a British dialect. Excellent. Now, take your tea again. This tea is divine. More nasal, be really pompous. Okay, now try this one. I'm going to the theatre this evening. You, in the third row, you don't look nearly condescending enough. Anyways, let's move on to something a bit more complicated. Cockney. For Cockney, you must first have to imagine that you have been pummeled in the face repeatedly with a large, blunt object. Do that now. You should look in pain at all times. Now, keeping your face in the same position, repeat this in a Cockney accent. Righty then, governor. Well, that was horrible. You have to feel the pain. Lower your voice and talk slower as if you were highly medicated. Now try. Well, anyways, let's move farther north into the British Isles, shall we? How about Scotland? Now, Scottish is a highly amusing dialect that is great fun at parties. We'll start simple with the word G-R-A-T-E. Now, how would you say that normally? Excellent. Now, in Scotland, they would say the word with much more emphasis on the A sound. So instead of great, you'd get great. Try that now. Excellent. Now, first, imagine that you are holding a shepherd's crook. All Scottish people are shepherds, even the women. Now, pretend that you have an enormously thick beard. All Scottish people have beards, even the women. Now, pretend that whatever you have to say has to be heard from the top of your mountain. Get it! Getting there. Now, try this phrase. Angus, I love a wee bit of haggis. esophagus. It's a bladder of a goat filled with its own intestines and innards. What a strange people. Now, let's jump across the pond and work on our French accent, shall we? Now, French is similar to London in the sense that all French people think they are better than everyone else. But instead of sticking their noses high in the air, they raise their eyebrows like this. As if to say, why are you in my country? You silly American type. Now, I'd like you to picture yourself holding a long loaf of French bread in your hand. Now try this one. Ali, I would like to go to the Louvre. The Louvre is a large French museum where many naked statues are exhibited. Gasp! Now, let's move on to something a little closer to home, shall we? How about the southern dialect? Now, for this one, you must first have to imagine that your head is so heavy from misuse that it causes you to lean backwards slightly and put your hand on the belt where you have just hidden your gun and say, God bless Mama, Donald Trump, and the Second Amendment. And if that one doesn't work, you can always refer to the cowboy character from Toy Story. There's a snake in my boot! Now, oh shoot, it seems we are running out of time. Let's do a few quickies, shall we? How about Swedish? For Swedish, you must hop up and down and repeat this phrase. Borg, 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 borg. As the Swedish chef from the old Muppet Show is the best person to learn this dialect from. And lastly, Brooklyn, which you've already heard a few samples of. It's all about sounding like a swaggering swine who has the brute strength of an ox, but can't do long division. Now, try this. Hey babe, how you doing? Do you see how I'm almost dancing like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever? There's a rhythm to this Brooklynese. Now you try. Move those hips, people! What are you, dead? Now, try a phrase again. And this time, really get it from the groin. Now. Hey, babe! How you doing? That's it! Well, I'm afraid our time is up, but there you have it. A few different dialects that I have just taught you. Soon you'll be able to slip as seamlessly from one dialect to another as I can. Let me show you what I mean. I will now recite the Pledge of Allegiance using the dialects that I have just taught you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, Governor, and to the Republic, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, which he can't pull apart, with the liberty and the justice. That's right, for all us Americans. There you go. Now, give yourselves a round of applause and let me leave you with the magic key of knowing every accent. Borg, 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 borg. Woo!